Welcome everyone to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the SCSRA National Series tonight. This is the regular season finale for this series, and these Xfinity cars will be taking on Nashville Superspeedway for 100 laps of racing action. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atman Weiss, and I'm excited to call all the racing action here tonight. Playoff spots on the line, anything can happen. Let's see how this all plays out. Last week we were at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and we saw Cody Moore get the victory. This is his fourth win of the season. He led 81 of the 110 laps, or I believe it was actually 130 laps. We see Will Witt, he ended up finishing second. Third place was Brian Newdy, he led 30 laps. Fourth was Michael White, and then rounding out your top five, it was Brian Merle Jr. So Cody Moore getting another win, getting into the win column with another win. And now after last week's race, here's a look at the current point standings, and we'll pull it up on your screen as well. This is the current playoff picture. Right now, the four drivers that are locked in with a win are Will Witt, Cody Moore, Colin Willems, and Jeffrey Belkin. Currently, the drivers that are above the cutoff line with points are Brian Newdy, Devin Bucciano, Todd Mays, Michael Rosenberger, Eddie Morris, and Colin Willems. Now, currently, the gap between the cutoff line, we see Eddie Morris 295 points, Joe Wright 276. That will mean that Joe Wright is currently 19 points below the cutoff line. Now also this league is doing this thing where you can only declare for one championship, so that will mean that some drivers will also be knocked out. I believe Brian Newdy maybe will be declaring for the truck championship, so that will mean that may give Joe Wright a chance to get into the playoffs, but we will see. Anything can happen. We have more than 19 cars, so if Eddie Morris has a rough race tonight, Joe Wright has a good race, there is potential that he could get by Eddie Morris in points, but we'll see. There we would take a look back to the racing action. And also, we're keeping track of the team standings. Right now, the leader in the team standings is YXU Racing. They have a 250-point lead over second place Intensity Racing Team. Definitely have been the most dominant team this season. They've won 6 out of the 9 races. But Intensity Racing Team currently in second. Neon Racing third. 2 Pedals, 1 Clutch Racing fourth. And Cyclone Racing currently is in 5th. DBC Racing, Maze Mafia 6th and 7th at the moment. And we would like to thank the sponsor of this series. This is the Dev Sports Cars SCSRA National Series. And that's right, we're going to thank Dev's Sports Cars. Dev Sports Cars was established in 2013 by SCSRA driver and Neon Racing team owner Devin Bucciano. Dev Sports Cards specializes in all your sports cards and gaming cards needs, from football, baseball, and basketball cards to Pokemon. Dev Sports Cards sells it all. On their eBay store, you can find a wide variety of items, from high-end sports cards to their weekly 99-cent starting bid 7-day auctions. Now, don't have the time to sell your own cards? Reach out to Devin and ask about his consignment services. All you need to do is simply package up your cards, ship them to Devin, and he will get them listed, sold, and then you get paid. Dev Sports Cards can be found on eBay with 4,000 plus positive feedback. You can also find Dev Sports Cards on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And Dev Sports Cards is a proud sponsor of the SCSRA series and Intensity Broadcasting. So if you're a fan of football, basketball, baseball cards, or Pokemon cards, definitely go support Dev Sports Cards and support a business that helps support, our hobby, sim racing. So we are now currently underway here in qualifying. Drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap time. This will determine where they will start in the feature. I did hear from some of the drivers on Intensity Racing Team. Trickiest part of the track here tonight is going to be coming off of turn number 4. A lot of drivers getting loose off that corner just because when you want to get back into the gas, the car wants to go around. Here's Michael Rosenberger heading through turns 3 and 4 right now. Rosenberger looking for his first win of the season here tonight. Craig Schroeder to the top of the board. Michael Rosenberger to the top of the board now with a 30.66. Then we see Colin Willems to the top of the board with a 30.59. Then it's Cody Moore to the top of the board with a 30.55. So Cody currently 400ths faster than his teammate Colin Willems. And Rosenberger sits in third, about a 10th off of first place Cody Moore. Here's Brian Newty coming across the start-finish line. He is able to get to third with a 30.63. That will put Newty 800ths behind first place Cody Moore. So right now, 1, 2, 3 is currently YXU Racing. See Devin Butchino on Facebook. He says, "What up, Atman? What's up, Devin? Thanks for tuning in to watch tonight's broadcast. I know you're racing tonight, so good luck." I enjoy this track. Always great racing. Nashville Superspeedway, definitely, probably one of the raciest out of all the intermediate tracks. And look at that. Brett Merle crossing the start-finish line in style. Didn't turn a good lap time, but he gets style points. Here's Dave Wright in the 84. Will Witt crossing the start-finish line, trying to get his second win of the season. Witt is currently the point standings leader. And he is locked into the playoffs, so no pressure for him tonight. Will Witt crosses the start-finish line. He gets to 6th with a 30.74. 2/10ths off of his teammate Cody Moore. Dave Wright currently sitting in 10th. He has completed both of his lap times, but he continues to stay out and turn laps. What you can do here on iRacing, there's 2 required laps, and then once you're done with that, you're able to stay out. The rest of your laps that you make will not count towards your starting position, but it still gives you a little bit of extra practice time. And look at this. Will Witt able to get to second with a 30.57, and this will put Will 200ths off of first place Cody Moore. There's a lot of drivers that to keep your eye out for here tonight. Starting off, I'm going to name, here's some of my drivers who I think got a very good chance to win here tonight. Starting off, Jeffrey Belk in the 54, won at Darlington and Nashville Superspeedway with the way you kind of have to drive the track. A little bit similar to what we're having to deal with here tonight at Nashville Speedway. Definitely keep your eye out for that 54 machine. Also, got to watch out for Devin Butchino in that 68 car. Always good at these intermediate tracks. Keep your eye out for Brian Newty. He won last night's race also at Nashville Superspeedway, just in the Gander Outdoors trucks. Also got to watch out for Cody Moore. And there we go. Those are my drivers to watch out for here tonight. Speaking of Devin Butchino, one of the drivers who I said to watch out for, he gets to the top of the board with a 30.47, putting him 700ths faster than second place Cody Moore. There's still a few more drivers that need to turn a qualifying lap. Michael White, Eddie Morris, Josh Hall, Brandon White, Brett Merle all still need to go out on track. We're watching Eli Raposa right now in the 46 machine. He currently sits in the 18th spot, 6/10 off of first place Devin Buccineau. Eli Raposa looks like he has turned both of his required laps, but he continues to stay out, and he is getting a little bit of extra practice time. That 46 machine looking for his first win of the season here tonight. Eddie Morris in the 8, starting his first lap. He is right above the cutoff line, trying to get into the playoffs and hold off Joe Wright, Michael Provolt, Brian Merle Jr., and Josh Hall. Eddie Morris to 10th with a 30.69. This will put Eddie about 2/10 off of first place Devin Buccineau. You're right now watching Eli Raposa in that number 46 machine. He's not only looking for his first win tonight, he's looking for his first top 10 in general. Bit of a rough season so far for that number 46 machine. Looking to try to turn his luck around here tonight. He is representing DBC Sim Racing. Let us know in the chat who is your pick to win. I have just gotten word that whoever wins the regular season championship will also get 5 bonus points. So that's a bit of an incentive to try to grab that regular season championship. Right now, Will Witt currently leads the standings, 2 points, and the 2 points behind him, that is Brian Nudie. And then 7 points behind him is Cody Moore. So we will see who ends up getting that regular season championship. Devin Buccineau also with a chance as well. There's Derek Chaput and the number 37 machine on track right now. He's also looking for his first win of the season here tonight. And here we go. Lineup is set. Let's take a look here at the starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 30.466, representing Neon Racing. It is the 68 of Devin Buccineau. Outside of him, it is the 52 of Cody Moore. Third is Waxy Racing's Will Witt in the 35. Fourth is Waxy Racing's Colin Willems, starting behind his teammate Cody Moore in fourth. And then rounding out your top 5, it is the Mays Mafia's Todd Mays in the number 9. Then in 6th, we have Waxy Racing's Brian Nudie, starting right behind his teammate Colin Willems. 7th is DBC Sim Racing's Michael Rosenberger. 8th, Michael White in the 09, represent Operators Racing. 9th is Apex Racing's Craig Schroeder in the 4. And then rounding out your top 10, we have the 8 of Eddie Morris. 11th is the 16 of Nick Mather. 12th, Neon Racing's Brian Merle Jr. in the 74. 13th is 2 Pedals, 1 Clutches, Michael Provolt in the 95. 14th, Bobby Mays in the 5. And then running at your top 15, it is Intensity Broadcasting Zone, Joe Wright in the 82. In 16th, we have DBC Sim Racing's Jeffrey Belk in the 54. 17th, it is Dave Wright. 18th, Mark Shavers. 19th, it is DBC Sim Racing's David Hartney. And then running at your top 20, Dirtbag Racing's Eli Raposa in the 46. 21st is Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence in the 47. 22nd is Neon Racing's Derek Chaput. 23rd is Intensity Broadcasting Zone Josh Hall. 24th is Brett Merle. And last but not least is Brandon White. So the field is set. We are getting ready to have a great race here tonight. There is a lot of the field has a chance to win tonight. Nashville, very, very unique track where anybody has a chance to win. Question is, who will it be? Will it be a first-time winner or somebody who has won 4 times? Let's see what happens here. Coming to the green. And green flag is out here at Nashville Superspeedway. 100 laps of racing action is underway. There we see Devin Butchino taking off, but he's got Cody Moore right behind him trying to set up a path side by side for third between Will Witt and Colin Willems. Witt with the nose coming off of turn number 2. Colin Willems fights back. On the outside, there is multiple grooves here at Nashville Superspeedway. Colin Willems able to get clear into that third place spot. Now, the name is a bit misleading. I know it is called Nashville Superspeedway. You are not full throttle the entire time. You need to brake. You need to lift. Cody Moore looking low under Devin Butchino here in turns 1 and 2. To the rear quarter panel, we see Butchino able to shut the door, but the door was open for Cody Moore. Willems looking low under Cody as we head here into 3 and 4. Willems with the nose heading through 3 and 4. And he is able to get clear. Colin Willems now to second. He is going to be setting his sights on your first place driver, Devin Butchino. We see Colin Willems last time by ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 30.68. And he is looking low now under Devin Butchino as we head here into 3 and 4. Willems with the nose getting a good run on that bottom. And he is able to get clear. Colin Willems to the lead, second leader of the race. Butchino falls to second that time by. But he is not going to let Colin Willems get away here. We do see Willems starting to extend that gap a little bit. And we see side-by-side battle between Cody Moore, Devin Butchino. 52 machine able to get under him. He has the nose here on the front stretch. And Will Witt trying to get by him. There we go. We got Cody Moore clear on the back stretch, and we are side by side now for third. Will Witt looking under Devin Butchino. He is able to get clear, and now it is 1, 2, 3 YXU Racing here at Nashville Superspeedway. Cody Moore setting his sights on Colin Willems after he got by Devin Butchino. He is gaining on him very, very quickly. He's getting right up to that back bumper. Watch out for that 52 machine. And right now he's looking to see what Willems is doing, what line he's running, where he's braking, where he's lifting, getting back into the gas. And I know since they're teammates, he knows more about him than some of the other drivers in the field. We do see Moore losing Willems a little bit. We'll see if we can reel him back in. Gavin Butchino trying to reel in, or he's actually currently in a battle. He's got Michael Rosenberger right on his back bumper. Rosenberger looking low, heading into 3 and 4. And he has the nose. That bottom really, really strong right now. I'm surprised we're not seeing many drivers run that high lane. If there is a high lane here. There we go. Michael Rosenberger able to get clear. He is to 5th place now. And actually, currently, 1, 2, 3, 4 is YXU Racing. So, a dominating start for the team. Cody Moore right to the back bumper of Colin Willems, looking low as we head into 1 and 2 here. Side by side, Moore with the nose coming off the corner, and he gets clear. Cody Moore to the lead now. Colin Willems falls to 2nd. Will Witt currently runs in 3rd. Will Witt trying to reel in Colin Willems right now for this 2nd place spot. Witt currently running about 2/10 faster than that 17 machine. Colin Willems reeling back in Cody Moore for this 1st place spot. Must have figured something out. You've heard of this term super team, used in different sports leagues like the NBA, the NFL. Well, here in the SCSRA, the super team is YXU Racing. They have a star-studded lineup of drivers, and that is no different here tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4 out of their 5 team drivers. Cody Moore in 1st, Colin Willems 2nd, Will Witt 3rd, Brian Nudie 4th, their 5th team member. Nick Mather currently running in the last place spot. Rough race for him, but still 4 out of their 5 drivers in the top 5. That is very, very impressive. YXU Racing, SCSRA's super team. Now we got Will Witt trying to get by Colin Willems for this 2nd place spot. And he's actually under pressure right now from Brian Nudie. Nudie looking low under Witt as we head into 1 and 2. He is able to get clear. Nudie to 3rd, Witt to 4th. But I think we may see Will Witt try to make a crossover as we head into 3 and 4. Nope, we see he loses Nudie here. And now Nudie will be setting his sights on your 2nd place driver, Colin Willems. And he's actually reeling him in very, very quickly. Don't look now, here comes Brian Nudie trying to get that 2nd place spot. That time, Bry Nudie about a 10th faster. Just like Nudie actually losing Willems a little bit. We'll look at some other battles on the track. We see Devin Bucciano trying to get by Michael White for this 5th place spot. Bucciano started on the pole, but the floodgates kind of opened for him. We saw 4 of the 5 Wax U drivers were able to make it by him, and then we saw Michael White past him, but he is going to try to get that position back, looking low as we head here into 3 and 4. He is to the rear quarter panel. Once you get stuck on that outside, it's kind of hard to get back by the person below you. Bucciano with the nose. Bucciano cleared. Devin Bucciano now to the 5th place spot. And he is trying to extend that gap between him and Michael White. We don't look now, but we may see a battle for the lead. Colin Willems, Cody Moore. Willems, good run here in turns 1 and 2. He does lose Cody a little bit there, though, off the exit. Colin Willems has really, really good corner entry speed, but loses more on the exit. So I feel like if Willems can figure out how he can get a better run off the corner, he should be able to get by Cody Moore very, very quickly. Oh, he got a huge run on the front stretch. He is getting right up to the back bumper, loses him a little bit, though, off the exit of 2. Like I said, if he can figure out corner exit, he will be able to get by Cody Moore for this lead. And Brian Nudie joining the party as well. You could throw a blanket over your top 3 right now. Nudie right on the back bumper of Willems, trying to look low under him. Willems was peeking low there. The door was open, but he couldn't quite get under Cody Moore there. Again, doors open. Colin Willems right there on his back bumper. Can't make anything happen, though. And if either of these two make a mistake, Brian Nudie will be ready to pounce. He is right there. So right now, Colin Willems is under a little bit of pressure because he's trying to play offense and defense at the same time. You could also say he is fighting a battle on 2 fronts. And so it's very, very difficult because you kind of have to try to do one or the other, because you make mistakes if you try to do both. So we'll see what he tries to do. Is he going to try to play offense and get by Cody Moore? Is he going to exert all of his energy into defending that 2nd place spot and holding off Brian Nudie? Willems looking high, looking low, trying to set up the pass, trying to make something happen. And looks like he's actually getting away from Brian Nudie a little bit there. We are a quarter of the way through this thing, and right now I want to take a little bit of time to talk about the track here. We are at Nashville Superspeedway in Lebanon, Tennessee. Now in 2001 National level NASCAR racing returned to Nashville when the 1.333 mile Nashville Superspeedway opened and played host to what are now known as the Xfinity and Continental Truck Series. For the first time over its first decade, the track became a staple of the schedule for both series, expanding each to 2 events while also adding IndyCar racing for the first 8 years of its existence. However, without a NASCAR Cup Series date on its calendar, 2011 proved to be the track's final season. It would shut down after choosing not to seek NASCAR sanction for 2002. However, times have changed. In June of 2020, NASCAR was awarded Nashville Superspeedway a Cup Series date in 2021, effectively bringing the track back to life. For the first time, it hosted all 3 national series in June of 2021, like Dover International Speedway, which is the sister track. Nashville features a concrete racing surface that will present a unique challenge to the many real-world racing stars who will take it on for the first time. And these drivers are facing all the same obstacles that these drivers face in real life with the track's high speeds. And these drivers are hitting very, very high speeds, as we just saw Brian Newty get by Colin Williams there for the second place spot. Last time by, high speed was 183 miles per hour for Brian Newty. That is absolutely crazy. The only other tracks you really see those speeds are Daytona and Talladega. But, again, don't let the name Nashville Superspeedway fool you. This track is not full throttle. These drivers are having to brake, they're having to lift, and there's long periods of time where you're out of the gas. And, oh, this is a game changer. Caution, flag is out. Brandon White crashes. Let's watch what happened here. Oops, hold on. It is now time for the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind. Actually just had Marco's Pizza last night. Never disappoints. Whether you get a cheese pizza or something unique, definitely consider Marco's Pizza if you're ever considering getting pizza. So we're watching what happened here. We see Brandon White has Derek Chaput looking low under him. He is right to the back bumper. And he is into his back bumper on the back stretch. And looks like he just maybe gets him loose a little bit there. Just looks like the bumps that he was giving him upset the car, and this just breaks the 19 loose. Hard into the outside wall, and ooh, he flips onto his lid there. No other cars get involved, but that is definitely unfortunate for Brandon White. Pit stops are underway. Whoever exits the pits will be in that first place position. Let's see. Whoever's the first driver off pit road will have the lead. And that will be Brian Newty. Brian Newty wins the race off of pit road. Then it will be Cody Moore. Then it will be Colin Williams. Then it will be Will Witt. Then it will be Devin Butchno. So the top 5 pretty much staying the same. Except for the roles are a little bit reversed. This is the first time we've seen Brian Newty in the lead now. Brian Newty was definitely one of the favorites to win tonight's event. Has been running in the top 5 all race long. Finally has made it to the lead. This has been a very, very eventful race. Lots of lead changes. We've seen 4 different leaders. Brian Newty, Cody Moore, Colin Willems, Devin Butchino. And we might see a couple more throughout tonight's event. Definitely Nashville Superspeedway, probably one of my top 3 favorite intermediate tracks. It's probably one of the most, the reason I like it is because it's definitely one of the raciest of the intermediate tracks. There isn't a lot of single file, there's always battles all over the track. There's not really a ton of follow the leader. But I don't know, we may have a follow the leader green flag run here coming up. We will see. But let me know in the chat who's your pick to win tonight's event. It's anybody's game here tonight. I mean, there isn't really a favorite. We are getting ready to go back green here. Brian Newty will elect to restart on the outside, so that means Cody Moore will be restarting below him. Behind them, it's Willems on the bottom, Witt on the top, and in 5th place it is Devin Butchino. Brian Newty will control the restart. And actually, speaking of restarts, iRacing added a new feature in its most recent update where there's now a restart zone. The league can set up a specific restart zone, so the league has said that starting next week, they will start to implement that. And a lot of other cool stuff came out in iRacing's most recent update. Got some 3 new cars, 4 new tracks, and a couple other cool things as well. Still waiting for the choose cone though. And green flag is back out here at Nashville Superspeedway. There we see Brian Newty taking off. He's got Cody Moore right on his back bumper. Moore looking low as we head into 1 and 2. He is to the rear quarter panel. Side by side between these two. Now, you know what they say, cautions breed cautions. We may see another caution coming up here. We see side by side on the backstretch. Side by side as we head into 3 and 4. Great battle for the lead. Moore with the nose coming off of turn number 4. And Cody Moore now to the lead. Brian Newty second. Side by side for third between Colin Willems and Will Witt. Brian Newty trying to reel back in Cody Moore for this first place spot. Not letting him get away. I don't know how much faster Cody is right now. Oh, we see a car flying in the air! What in the world just happened? I told you cautions breed cautions. Whoa! I saw a car airborne. Wow. They just went into space. So we're watching Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. He's got Nick Mather on his outside. Behind them, Bobby Mays, Josh Hall. Oh, and this happens in front of them. What in the world? So it looks like that was David Hartney. So he was looking to the outside here of Todd Mays. Dave Wright gets loose in front of them. He gets loose as well, coming off for turn number 4. And gets loose hard into the outside wall. And then Joe Wright kind of lifts him up in the air. Ha! Wow. That is crazy. You don't see that every day. I do know a lot of drivers struggling coming off of turn number 4. I guess it looks like when he was getting back into the gas, the car just broke loose from him. Here's a look at the cockpit cam of the incident. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Now, if this was real life, I would be very, very concerned right now and wondering if David Hartney was okay. Luckily, this is sim racing. This isn't real life, so everybody is okay. But still, that is absolutely wild. So hopefully Hartney can get that damage fixed. I don't know, he might fall down a lap after what just happened there. We are getting ready to go back green here. Ryan Nudie once again Cody Moore, he elects to restart on the bottom. He was the leader when the caution flag came out. So Cody Moore restarting on the bottom, Ryan Nudie on the top, behind the Colin Williams, Will Witt, and P5 currently is Devin Butchino. All right, here we go, coming back to the green flag. 10 laps away from the halfway point. Here we go. Green flag back out. There we see Cody Moore taking off. Brian Nudie right behind him, trying to set up a pass on that 52 machine. And we see side by side for second. The door is open. Willems able to get under Nudie for the second place spot. Side by side. We see Willems with the nose on the bottom. Nudie, though, he's able to fight back on the outside. He's getting a little bit of draft help from the 35. I do think there is a little bit of a draft here at Nashville. Good run on that outside for Nudie. Not quite clear yet. And he is able to get clear despite getting stuck on the outside. He is able to get back clear. Brian Nudie to second, but he still has Colin Williams right on his back bumper, trying to set up a pass on him. We see Nudie starting to extend that gap a little bit between him and Colin Williams. Willems, good run coming off of turn number 4, though. Loses him a little bit on the front stretch. And once again, another good run off of turn number 2. Looks like Williams has fixed his corner exit problem. He's got a ton of corner exit speed right now. If he keeps it up, he's just got to figure out a way to have good straightaway and corner entry speed. Will Witt trying to get by Colin Williams for this third place spot right now. Witt looking high, looking low, trying to set up the pass. We're going to see what Williams is doing, where he's braking, where he's lifting, where he's getting back to the gas. Will also kind of thinking back, you know, what are Williams' tendencies? What is he known for doing, especially at a track like Nashville? This is the third time, I believe, that this, or this is the second time that this series has raced here. Last time this series was here, we saw Daniel Michel ended up getting the win. Of course, Daniel, he is not in the race tonight, so he can't make it 2 in a row here at Nashville. Brian Newdy starting to reel in Cody Moore for this lead. Don't look now. Last time by, Newdy was a 10th faster than that 52 machine. Newdy right there. Oh no, Brian Newdy gets loose. Can he save it? He does. What a save for Brian Newdy right there. That was wild. Wow. So we see Newdy, big run into the corner, slams on the brakes to try to avoid getting into Cody Moore, and this gets that car loose. Did he maybe get a little bit of help from Williams? No. Wow. That was almost going to be a Cody Moore and Brian Newdy wreck. Luckily, only Brian Newdy got loose and he didn't hit anything. Wow. Incredible save for Brian Newdy. That takes incredible skill to do something like that. We'll see, but Brian Newdy, he ended up falling to the 9th place spot. So the question is, will he be able to make his way back up through the field? Colin Williams trying to reel in Cody Moore for this first place spot. Williams was in the lead earlier in tonight's event, but he ended up losing it to Cody Moore. Now he's trying to get it back. And lap 50, we have just completed lap number 50 here at Nashville. I think now is the opportunity. We are going to pump up the intensity, turn up the volume here. You will get to see the sights and hear the sounds of the racetrack. Here we go. there you go. That is going to do it for Pump Up the Intensity. Hopefully you enjoyed us turning up the volume, but we set our sights back here to the racing action. We see Cassie Willems on Facebook says, "Come on, Colin, for the win." Colin Willems definitely has a very, very good chance to win tonight's event. Coming into tonight's event, definitely wasn't one of the favorites, but he has performed amazing all race long, has been in the top 5, and he is currently on the verge of first place, currently running in that second place spot, only 2/10 off of his teammate, first place driver Cody Moore. We'll see what Colin Willems can do. If he wins, this will be his second win of the season. He won the season opener at Daytona International Speedway. Daytona, Nashville Superspeedway, 2 entirely different tracks. Now we would like to one more time thank the series sponsor, Dev Sports Cards, for all their support of this league. Dev Sports Cards was established in 2013 by SCSRA driver and Neyland Racing team owner Devin Buchno. Dev Sports Cards specializes in all your sports cards and gaming cards needs, from football, baseball, and basketball cards to Pokemon. Dev Sports Cards sells it all. On their eBay store, you can find a wide variety of items, from high-end sports cards to their weekly 99-cent starting bid 7-day auctions. Don't have time to sell your own cards? Reach out to Devin and ask about his consignment services. Simply package them up, ship them out, and Devin will get them listed, sold, and then you get paid. Dev Sports Cards can be found on eBay with 4,000 plus positive feedback, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Dev Sports Cards is a proud sponsor of the SCSRA series and Intensity Broadcasting. So go show Dev Sports Cards some love and pick up some baseball, football, basketball cards, or Pokemon cards, whatever you're into, from his store, because it's not only supporting him, but it's also supporting just, someone who helps support our hobby. That is the hobby of racing and sim racing. So Colin Willems still trying to set up a pass on Cody Moore for the lead. Willems just looking to see what Moore is doing. Looking to see where he's braking, where he's lifting, where he's getting back into the gas, and he's going to want to try to use that to his advantage. Willems also thinking about, what are Cody's tendencies? What is he known for doing? Especially at a track like Nashville, and how can I also use that to my advantage? Like I said, this is the second time that this league has raced here. Last season we saw Daniel Michel ended up getting the win. Daniel Michel isn't in the race tonight, so he will not be able to defend his Nashville title. We will have a new driver in victory lane here in the Music City. Will Witt trying to reel in Devin Buchno right now for this third place spot. Actually got a great run on the backstretch. Good run here in 3 and 4. Watch out for that 35 machine. Will Witt, fantastic season for him. Definitely has been a season for the ages for that number 35 machine. He has finished in the top 10 in 6 of the 9 races. Top 5 in 5 of the 9 races. 1 win, 1 pole. Fantastic season, and it is no wonder that he is the current point standings leader. Right now, field is pretty spread out. I know drivers trying to save their tires so they can make it as long as they possibly can on this tire run. So far, during this run, these drivers have seen about 1 second of tire fall off. We have 3 drivers on pit road right now. Derek Chaput, Brett Merle, Brandon White think all of those are unscheduled pit stops. Any battles on track? We do have a battle for the 8th place spot between Michael Provolt and Eddie Morris. Eddie Morris has a lot on the line here tonight. He is fighting. He is the last driver above the cutoff line, so he is fighting, trying to make it to the playoffs. He currently has a 19-point lead ahead of the first driver below the cutoff, who is Joe Wright. So Joe Wright would need to finish 20 positions ahead of Eddie if he would want to make the playoffs. That isn't going to look like it's going to happen here tonight, as Eddie Morris currently running in that 9th place spot. Here's actually a current look at the playoff picture. I know it covers the whole screen. We'll be back to the racing action in just a second. But first, got to look at this point standing. So right now, the 4 drivers that are locked in with a win are Will Witt, Cody Moore, Colin Willems, Jeffrey Belk, and then the rest of the drivers currently in on points are Brian Newty, Devin Butchino, Todd Mays, Michael Rosenberger, and Eddie Morris. Now, the 4 drivers closest to below the cutoff line are Joe Wright, Michael Provolt, Brian Merle Jr., and Josh Hall. And currently Joe Wright. And green flag pit stops going on right now. Don't look now. Cody Moore, your leader. Devin Butchino, both coming in. And this will start the green flag pit cycle. Bobby Mays also coming in. So Cody Moore, Devin Butchino going for the short pit strategy. This will give the lead now to Colin Willems, back to the lead for the first time in a little bit. We see Brian Newty, Jeffrey Belk. Don't look now. I didn't realize. Oh, and there we go. We got Colin Willems coming in now. So this will give the lead to Will Witt in the 35 machine. This is the first time that we have seen that 35 in the lead. Battle is on for second right now. Brian Newty trying to take a look to the... I got Michael White, Brian Merle Jr., Craig Schroeder, Mark Shavers all coming in. Will Witt coming in now. So that will leave Brian Newty as the last YXC Racing driver that needs to come in. Jeffrey Belk currently leads this race. This is the first time that we have seen this 54 in the lead. Jeffrey Belk was actually one of my favorites to win tonight's event just because of his success at Darlington. Nashville Superspeedway, Darlington, the driving styles. I feel like if Jeffrey Belk can do well at Darlington, his driving style will also help him here at Nashville. But he's got Brian Newty right on his back bumper. We see Michael Provolt, Michael Rosenberger coming in now. Newty looking low under Jeffrey Belk. This is the battle for the lead. Newty with the nose heading into 3 and 4. He is able to get clear. Brian Newty to the lead now. He is back to lead for the first time in a little while. But he still has Jeffrey Belk right on his back bumper, trying to make a pass. Now, I talked about this all season long. One of the disadvantages that Jeffrey Belk and the rest of the DBC sim racing drivers, the disadvantage that they have that a lot of the other drivers don't, is that this is their first season running with these group of drivers. A lot of the drivers in this league have been racing with each other for a long time, since the iOS days. Jeffrey Belk and the rest of the DBC sim racing drivers, this is their first season in this league, so this entire season they've been learning everybody's driving styles, their tendencies, and I'm sure Belk is still trying to figure out everybody and just learning everybody's driving styles and stuff. Speaking of Jeffrey Belk, he is coming into the pits now, getting some fresh Goodyear tires, some Sunoco fuel, but Brian Newty continues to stay out. Currently has a 6/10 lead over second place Eddie Morris. Still got 6 drivers that need to make a green flag pit stop. Brian Nudie, Eddie Morris, Nick Mather, Dave Wright, Joe Wright. Eli Raposo is about to name, but he is coming in now. So then there were 5 drivers that still need to come in. Notice that 3 of them are Intensity Racing Team drivers, though. Intensity Racing Team must have a strategy going on to stay out as long as they possibly can. These drivers got to be a little bit careful, though, because you don't want to stay out too long because there is a chance that your tire will blow. Devin Butchino passing Brian Nudie. He will be getting his lap back, and Devin Butchino now all back onto the lead lap. Same thing with Cody Moore. These two are battling right now for the 6th place spot. And this is actually technically the battle for the lead because the 5 in front of them still need to make a green flag pit stop. These two are not teammates, so I know they're going to race each other a little bit harder than what we've seen from these YXU racing drivers battling with each other for the lead. Brian Nudie still needs to come in. There we go. Dave Wright coming in now in that 84 machine. Getting some fresh Goodyear tires, some Sunoco fuel. And so that will leave 4 drivers that still need to come in. Brian Nudie, Eddie Morris, Nick Mather, Joe Wright. Nick Mather coming into the pits now. In that number 16 machine. So that will leave 3 drivers that still need to come in. Brian Nudie, Eddie Morris, and Joe Wright. How long is Brian Nudie willing to stay out? That is the question. Cody Moore still trying to get by Devin Butchino now. This is the battle for the 4th place spot. Oh no! Colin Willems getting loose off of turn number 4. He is able to save this. I saw that in the corner of my screen. What a save for Colin there. Turn 4, definitely a trouble spot for these drivers. Jeffrey Bell getting by Brian Nudie. He is getting his lap back, but continue to watch this battle between Devin Butchino and Cody Moore. Moore looking high, looking low, trying to set up that pass. Again, I know we've seen Cody Moore get in other battles throughout tonight's event, but he's going to race Devin Butchino really, really hard just because, you know, he is not his teammate, so he doesn't need to be a little bit more careful. Brian Nudie continues to stay out here at Nashville Superspeedway. He has 51 laps on those tires. question is, how much longer is Brian Nudi going to stay out? Brian Nudi, I will say, he is one of the best drivers at saving tires in this league. And we are really seeing that come into play here tonight. There we go. Brian Nudi coming into the pits now. Question is, Eddie Moore's following behind him. Joe Wright most likely will be coming in as well. No, he does not. Joe Wright does not come in. He continues to stay out, so the Joe Wright is the last driver that needs to make a green flag pit stop. And when Joe Wright comes in, he will have the freshest tires out of the entire field, which is a major advantage, especially later in tonight's event. Question is, how long is Joe willing to stay out? Right now, Joe Wright looks like he actually has 47 laps on his tires. Don't know how much longer he is going to want to stay out here. He has seen over 1 second of tire fall off. He is coming in. So Joe Wright, the last driver to make a green flag pit stop. And that will mean that Devin Buccino will inherit the lead here at Nashville Superspeedway. Cody Moore sits in second. Colin Williams third. Will Witt fourth. Jeffrey Belk currently running in fifth. Now, while there is a little bit of a break in the action, I do want to say, should take this time to check out Intensity Broadcasting's web store, IntensityBroadcasting.com. There you can find shirts, hats, mugs, stickers, mouse pads, photo paper, posters, and so much more. Make sure to especially check out the SCSRA collection. And first of all, you can pick up an SCSRA t-shirt. Comes in 5 different colors: black, navy, red, sport gray, white, and sizes small to 5XL. These shirts are 100% cotton. It sits nicely, maintains sharp lines around the edges, and goes perfectly with layered streetwear outfits. And they're very, very comfortable. Love all the shirts on IntensityBroadcasting.com just because of how comfortable they are. There's also SCSRA bubble-free stickers, perfect for putting on your race car or, putting on your everyday vehicle. These stickers are printed on durable, high-opacity adhesive vinyl, which makes them perfect for regular use as well as for covering other stickers or paint. And the high-quality vinyl ensures there are no bubbles when applying the stickers. So that is definitely a plus to purchasing some of those stickers. And then there's also a photo paper poster. This poster has a partly glossy, partly matte finish, and it'll add a touch of sophistication in any room. So put it in your office, put it in your room, and all the proceeds from the purchases go back into the broadcast or back to the leagues, and it's greatly appreciated. And you'll look awesome wearing our merchandise as well. So make sure to check out, again, IntensityBroadcasting.com is our web store. So with 10 laps to go, here are the drivers to watch out for late in the race. Starting off, Devin Buccino, your leader, inherited the lead after green flag pit stops. Has been running the top 5 all race long, just hasn't been able to get by these Wagsu Racing drivers. He's got the oldest tires out of the entire field, so I don't know how much longer he can hang on. We'll see here. We'll see if that 68 can get his first win of the season here tonight. Also, watch out for second place driver Cody Moore. who's actually fallen to third as Colin Willems makes the pass by him. Looking for his 5th win of the season. He has dominated all season long. Always good at these intermediate tracks. Watch out for him. Also, keep your eye out for Jeffrey Belk in that number 54 machine. He won at Darlington. You kind of have to have a similar driving style here at Nashville, just like at Darlington. So keep your eye out for him. And also, last but not least, watch out for Brian Newty, currently running in 9th. He currently has the third freshest tires the third freshest tires out of the entire field, and he is working his way up to the field. I don't know if he might be able to get to the front, but I think we may see a top 5 run potentially for that number 40 machine. We see AFR 34_34 on YouTube says, hey, made it to 10 to go. That's right. I mean, this is kind of the perfect time because this is when the action really starts to pick up. Appreciate you tuning in to watch the broadcast tonight, Avery. This should be a fun finish. There isn't really a battle for the lead. Devin Butchino right now is a 1-second lead over second place Colin Willems. Closest battle in the field is side by side we do see Eddie Morris reeling in Craig Schroeder for this 11th place spot. Eddie Morris does have some of the freshest tires out of the entire field right now. He's currently running about 5/10 faster than Craig Schroeder. And also these battles mean a little bit more as playoff spots are on the line. This is the regular season finale. Eddie Morris able to get by Craig Schroeder. He is to 11th place now. Rosenberger, Mark Shavers battling for this 13th place spot. Rosenberger looking low as we head into 1 and 2 here. Rosenberger looking to the high side. The high side really hasn't been successful here tonight. I don't know if we'll see Rosenberger make it work up there. Cody Moore, don't look now. He's starting to reel in Colin Willems for this 2nd place spot. Three laps to go now for Devin Butchino. Butchino has finished bridesmaid a couple of times, has finished 3rd a couple of times this season, but has not been able to break into the win column. That could change here tonight if he can hang on for this time by 2 more laps. There isn't really a battle for the lead, so we will watch this battle for 2nd between Colin Willems and Cody Moore. Cody Moore looking high, looking low, trying to set up the pass. Looking to see what Willems is doing, where he's lifting, where he's braking, looking to see where he's getting back into the gas. And mainly he's just waiting for Willems to make a mistake here. 1 lap to go, Devin Butchino has had tough luck all season long, has not been able to break into the win column. That is going to change here tonight as he heads through turns 3 and 4. This Dev Sports Cards New Craft Fine Jewelry Level Up Subs number 68 machine will cross the finish line. A winner, Devin Butchino, wins here at Nashville Superspeedway. Side by side for 2nd, Cody Moore. In a photo finish, takes 2nd. Colin Willems will end up finishing third. What a race here in the Music City. Devin Bucchino will be bringing the guitar home here tonight as he wins the Music City 130. And he is burning it down here at Nashville. First win of the season for that 68 machine. First win of the season for his team, Neon Racing. So I know his teammates, Brett Merle, Dylan Redding, Brian Merle Jr., Derek Chaput, all happy for him. He's going to do a Polish victory lap. I'm happy for him. It's been a long time coming this season for Devin. So this will mean that he is locked in to the playoffs now. He was in by points, but he is now locked in with this win. So it is now time to start the driver interviews. We will start off by pulling in your third place finisher from London, Ontario. It's Colin Willems. Colin, this is Atlee in the broadcasting room. Do you got a copy?
I got you, Atlee.
Awesome. Well, good run for you tonight. I know you were running in the top 5 for a lot of tonight's event. I know early on you were able to get by Devin Bucchino for the lead, but you lost the lead from him there, and you couldn't quite get up back there up front. After that last stint of green flag pit stops we saw, you're able to get to the second place spot trying to chase down Devin Bucchino, and I thought you were going to finish runner up there, but we ended up seeing Cody Moore get by you on the last lap in a photo finish, but still podium, top 3, good run. What was your take on tonight's event?
I had a lot of fun, actually. I typically don't like this track very much, but it was fun tonight. I like a loose car off the corners. Happy to run with the YXU guys the whole race, and big congrats to Devin there, and Cody on that last lap. That was a lot of fun.
Now I know Nashville Superspeedway unique with its concrete surface. What challenges does that pose to the driver?
In my experience, I remember last year when we ran this, it was incredibly tight, and now this time it's incredibly loose. So I don't know if it has to do with the setup we're using or what it is, but so I think these guys ran the trucks here last night too, right? So I don't know if that would be an advantage or not, because this track can be very dynamic.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Obviously, I'd like to thank Cassie first and foremost. My teammates at YXU Racing, Brian Nudie, Cody Moore, Will Witt, Nick Mather. Have a blast running with you guys every week. I want to give a shout out to everyone who was watching me run at Delaware Speedway on Friday as well. That was a lot of fun, getting lots of support. Appreciate that from everybody.
Well, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, Colin. Have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, thanks, Ellie. We'll see you.
Yep, see you. All right, we are now going to pull in your second place finisher from Cincinnati, Ohio, Cody Moore. Cody, this is Atlee in the broadcasting room. You got a copy?
I got you, bud.
Awesome. Well, great race for you tonight. I know you started in this second place spot. You ran up front for a lot of tonight's event, and during the green flag pit stops, that last green flag pit stop stint, you and Devin were the first drivers to come in, and you were the first drivers to work your way up through the field, and after everything was said and done, you were in second, but we saw Willems was able to reel you in. He was able to get by you for that second place spot, and it was looking like you were able to get it looks like you were going to get third, but then you made a great comeback those last 10 to 5 laps, and you were able to get by him in a photo finish. 100th of a second separated you two, so great comeback to get that second place finish. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, that was really, really fun racing Colin there at the end. And just racing Devin there. But yeah, I think for the second night in a row, I was just outclassed. I mean, I tried to stay with Devin there, tried to do some different things, but I just could never really catch him. And then he really won that race on pit road. I had a really poor entry, and he made up at least a second on me. And then I'm never really good getting in and out of my box, so he actually beat me out of pit road that way. And then yeah, I could just never get by him. He ran a heck of a race.
So what do you think you maybe could have done differently to change the result?
Probably just be more patient. I probably was getting on the throttle a little too soon, and making me tight. My rear tires were more worn on the first run than my fronts, and then on the second run, I think my fronts were like 72 and my rears were like 78. So I was definitely pushing a little too much and probably getting on the throttle a little too much, just because I just should have been more patient with Devin there.
I got you. Well, before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout outs?
Yeah, for sure. Grandma Hegerman, my beautiful wife Maggie, for letting me do this, Papa Moore, everyone at YXU, Colin Willems, Nick Mather, Brian Nudie, Will Witt, congrats to him. I believe he's the regular season champion.
He is.
So I'm very happy for him. Yeah, and thanks to you, Atlee, for doing this every week and making it awesome.
Yep, and always enjoy being up here in the booth in this league and watching you do well like always. So again, congratulations on the runner-up finish here tonight, Cody. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, Atlee.
All right, and now let's pull in your winner from Plattsburgh, New York. His 8th career SCSRA win. It is the 68 of Devin Bucciano. Devin, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you, man.
Awesome. Well, we have been waiting for this interview all season long. First win of the season here in the SCSRA National Series. What a run tonight. You were the fastest in qualifying, started on the pole, led the first half of this race, but then we kind of saw the floodgates open for you. The YXU drivers were able to get back by you, and then before the green flag pit stops, you just couldn't quite get up there to the front, but we saw you and Cody were able, the first two drivers, to come in during green flag pit stops. You actually had a little bit of a faster pit stop than Cody on pit road and in the box, so you were able to get out ahead of him, and he couldn't quite get back up to you. Neither could Colin, and you were able to just keep up that momentum and get the win here at Nashville Superspeedway. I mean, first win of the season. How does it feel?
It feels great. I mean, it's been by my standards, a pretty lackluster season. So to get into victory lane, it's awesome, man. I learned a lot last night here. We got the pole last night here too, led the first 20 laps or so, but absolutely burned up the right front and lost to the YXU guys. Their class of the field week in and week out. Started pole here again and fell back to like 7th and was just trying to figure out how to save and be fast at the same time. We ended up in 5th and was riding around, behind 4 YXU guys. And after the first run, we learned a lot. And then as that second run came on, before that last pit stop, I was able to catch Will and get by Will. And then Brian got loose, had a heck of a save. And it's pretty even with Cody and Colin. I knew it would have been tough to pass him. So just made the play to try and short pit Cody. And he snuck on right when we did. But we ended up getting in and out a little quicker than he did. And I don't know how many laps it was. I want to say it was 35 or 30 laps with Cody behind you. I mean, we know how good he is in this series, so kept me on my toes, and thankfully we didn't slip up with Cody behind us.
Now, I know you're always really, really good at these intermediate tracks. What do you think makes you so good at them?
I think it's just a lot of patience, and it also been qualifying really well the past couple seasons. I mean, that's what won us the truck championship. I think we averaged like a fourth place starting spot, and if you can qualify top five in these races or first 3-4 rows and stay out of trouble, especially with how green it goes, you have to qualify up front to have a chance in these things because we just have so little cautions. This league has come full circle. It's phenomenal. So I definitely would say it definitely starts in qualifying.
Yeah, this was actually your first pole of the season, so congratulations on that as well.
I appreciate it.
Now, is there any sponsors or shout-outs you'd like to thank for your win?
I'm going to shout myself out, Dev Sports Cards, because I can never win with my sponsor on the car, so this is really cool. But most importantly, got to thank you guys, Atlee, everyone over at Intensity that puts this on. We can't thank you enough. It wouldn't be as cool doing this if we didn't have a chance to go watch it over and over and over as we pleased. Just got to thank Level Up Subs, New Craft Fine Jewelry, and yeah, I really appreciate everything you guys do over here, Nudie and Sylvan, everyone that puts this league on. Have a blast.
Well, congratulations on your first win of the season, and hopefully we might see a couple more in the playoffs. Or what are you declaring for?
We're declaring for trucks. I'm unfortunately going on vacation the Wednesday of the Xfinity race, so we're going to try and defend the truck title.
Awesome. Well, good luck in your efforts to win, repeat your truck championship, and congratulations on your first win of the season. Have a great rest of your night, Devin.
Thanks, that man. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. And also, I was told we're also going to pull in your regular season champion from Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. He's got 1 win this season, 1 pole, 6 top 5s, and 7 top 10s. It is Will Witt. Will, this is Atlee in the broadcast room. You got a copy?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, look at this. You are the regular season champion this season, and you have had one heck of a regular season. 1 win, 1 pole, 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s. I mean, how does it feel?
Oh, it feels great. Especially going to a new championship. This is big. I know Cody's got a few bonus points going in. I think he's got the most of everybody. So this is definitely a big help going into the championship.
Yeah, I know you're going to get 5 bonus points for getting the regular season champion. Are you confident with a lot of the tracks on the schedule here in the playoffs?
Oh yeah, I was looking at the playoff schedule. And I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be fun. There's some good tracks for me. You never know what's going to happen though with what any given night. So tracks look good. Just hoping that I can finish out the season and possibly get a championship. There's definitely some tough competition though.
Now, who would you like to thank for your regular season championship?
Oh, first and foremost, I got to thank Mick Olafson over at Falcon Graphics for the sick paint job. Been representing him all season. I got to thank Cody, Brian, Colin, Nick, all the guys at YXU. They have helped me out tremendously. I've come a long way since when I started in this league. So massive shout out to them. You up in the booth and Intensity Broadcasting. This is just, I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but I'm just excited. This is awesome.
Well, again, congratulations on the regular season championship. Good luck in your championship efforts. Let's see what happens here in the playoffs. Have a great rest of your night, Will.
Hey, thanks, you too.
Yep, thank you. Well, that will do it for tonight's event. One more time, congratulations to Devin Butchino for getting the race win and Will Witt for getting the regular season championship. We are now on to the playoffs starting next week, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Oh, and also we want to thank series sponsor Dev Sports Cards for all their support, and also the league admins Brian Nudie, Eddie Morris, Michael Provel, and Sylvan Seguin for all that they do for this league. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. We are trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and 1,000 followers on Twitch. Check us out on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. And also make sure to check out our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com. There you can find shirts, hats, mugs, mouse pads, stickers, photo paper posters, and so much more from your favorite broadcaster and all the amazing leagues that we broadcast. So make sure to check that out. I'm Atlee Atman Waste on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.